It's very, very good to see you here this afternoon for this first in a series of events we remember, through which the college is observing the 10th anniversary of the attacks of September 11, 2001. The presence of Manhattan College alumni at the site was remarkable. As William Langridge reports, and I quote here from American Ground, "There were so many Manhattan College graduates at the Trade Center site that people referred to the work there as a school project." The list you see on the posters is drawn from a sign-in sheet for Manhattan College alumni that was posted at a staging area at the site. And several of those who were vitally involved with the operations at the World Trade Center from the very first day are here with us today.
Let's begin with introductory remarks by each of the panelists. Tell us who you are, where you were back then, but briefly, and what brought you to the World Trade Center site, and what are you doing now?
10 years ago, I was the Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Design and Construction, which is a 1,200-person agency that was responsible for building most of the buildings, roads, and sewers for New York City's capital construction program. I happened to be downtown Manhattan at a meeting at City Hall when the first plane hit, and I was right there. I said something to the effect of, "Can I help?" And that's kind of what started me on the journey down the path of helping in the unbuilding effort for the World Trade Center.
I'm Eugene McGrath. I was Chairman and CEO of Con Ed at the time. I was at a meeting on the 16th floor of our building on 14th Street, where my secretary ran in and said, "A small plane just hit the tower, one of the towers." I went out to the window, which overlooked the towers, started some emergency planning going, and observed the second tower getting hit. The towers eventually, the destruction towers knocked out power to downtown Manhattan, and our job was to restore that power. It was not just a power issue, it was a symbolic issue. We wanted to show the world that New York was coming back. We worked at that for the next week.
I'm Richard Tomasetti, one of the founding principals of Thornton-Tomasetti. I was at a breakfast meeting, saw it on television, ran back to our office. The city was in chaos almost. And I got a call from Mike Burton. "How many engineers can you get down here as soon as possible?" So we worked all afternoon, and we went down with 30 engineers that afternoon under Mike's leadership, and did the initial mobilization for 4 contractors.
My name is George Tamaro. 10 years ago, I was senior partner at Mueser Rutledge Consulting Engineers. I was seated in my office when the first attack occurred. My daughter called me to tell me, she was about 2 blocks away, she told me that an aircraft had hit the World Trade Center. My immediate reaction was it was some clown in a biker club that was showing off and just got off course. I'd never conceived of a terrorist attack occurring.
There's a lot written about the cleanup, and the one thing that I'm really, really proud of is that not one recovery worker died following September 11th.
On the way down in the car, he said to me, "Gene, you realize we built this several $100 million substation on a handshake. We've never had a contract." That was the way it was. The city pulled together and recovered.
The site stopped. You changed all of your work to accommodate that, because what it was really all about in the beginning was the hope that we could still save more people.
The lesson learned is to never set your goals short, to never cut yourself short personally, or to never cut the organization that you're with, whatever that may be, to sell you short on what you can truly achieve. Because the people that were gathered and that contributed certainly achieved far more than what anyone could have envisioned. And I think the one point to that is that the safety issue of no recovery worker's life being lost. It was virtually impossible to even think about that happening, and together we did it.